As one of the most iconic films in cinema history, The Wizard of Oz has enchanted audiences with its whimsical landscapes, memorable songs, and the timeless message that there's no place like home. But from life-threatening accidents to the psychological toll it took on its stars, the production was anything but a fairy tale. Factsverse presents horrors that happened while filming The Wizard of Oz. The Perilous Role of the Tin Man. In the golden age of Hollywood, the reality behind the scenes was often starkly different than on. This was profoundly true for Buddy Ebsen, the actor initially cast in the role of the Tin Man. What seemed like a dream opportunity descended into a hellish ordeal. The trouble stemmed from the Tin Man's distinctive silver makeup. This was a crucial element of the character's fantastical aesthetic. Unknown to Ebsen, the makeup's shimmering effect came from aluminum dust, fine in texture but deadly in consequence. The application process involved coating his face and body, inadvertently creating an environment ripe for inhalation of the metallic particles. Initially, the signs of trouble were subtle. Ebsen experienced discomfort, slight cramping, and breathlessness, all of which he dismissed as the physical demands of filming. But the symptoms worsened alarmingly, evolving into severe respiratory distress. His complaints were largely ignored by production staff, who were fixated on maintaining the filming schedule at all costs. It wasn't until he was hospitalized, his very life hanging in the balance due to lung failure, that the gravity of the situation became undeniable. The brush with death had profound consequences. Ebsen was forced to relinquish his role, which was promptly filled by Jack Haley, who was fortunately presented with a revised, safer-paced version of the makeup. But the damage to Ebsen was not only physical, but also emotional, as he grappled with the betrayal of an industry he had dedicated himself to. Furthermore, it wasn't an isolated incident, but it was indicative of a pattern of disregard for actor safety, prevalent in an era lacking regulations we consider standard today. The Wicked Witch's fiery misfortune. Margaret Hamilton, known for her portrayal of the Wicked Witch, didn't just face fictional fireballs, she met real flames on set. During a pivotal scene, a pyrotechnic mishap engulfed her in real fire, leaving her with second-degree burns. The recovery was grueling, leaving Hamilton sidelined for weeks. But the incident went beyond physical scars. It instilled a fear that haunted her long after the cameras stopped rolling. It underscored the perilous working conditions prevalent on set, raising questions about the ethical implications of sacrificing safety for spectacle. Under the Asbestos Snow. The magical snow scene, a moment of cinematic beauty, held a dark secret. The snowflakes drifting from the sky were asbestos chrysotile, the white asbestos used in construction materials. Known for its fire-resistant qualities, it was a popular effect in film production. However, its deadly fibers posed significant health risks, a fact downplayed during the era. The cast and crew were exposed to the toxins, oblivious to the long-term health consequences, and a testament to the era's ignorance. The Ordeals of Judy Garland. Judy Garland's portrayal of Dorothy, the bright-eyed girl swept away to a fantastical land, remains a defining moment in cinematic history. But behind her wistful singing and the sparkle in her eyes was a young woman subjected to an onslaught of physical and emotional turmoil, the intensity of which very few understood. From the onset, Garland's appearance became an obsession for studio executives. They considered her girl-next-door image ill-suited for the glamorous expectations of a Hollywood starlet. Under the studio's directive, Garland's diet was strictly monitored, and she was placed on a regimen of appetite suppressants and amphetamines. These aimed to curtail her natural growth as a teenager and maintain an unnaturally slim figure. The drugs, while effective in controlling her weight, initiated a dependency that plagued her for the rest of her life. She also faced a grueling schedule, with studio handlers pushing her to physical and emotional limits. She was required to work 16-hour days, 6 days a week, contributing to her burgeoning exhaustion and affecting her mental health. The young star was given barbiturates to sleep, then aroused from the drug-induced slumber with amphetamines before filming began, trapping her in a relentless cycle of medicated highs and lows. Emotional abuse was another weapon. Studio executives, including the infamous Louis B. Mayer, would alternately praise her talent and disparage her looks, calling her, quote, "my little hunchback," in moments of disapproval. This psychological torment eroded her self-esteem, leaving scars as profound as those wrought by the drugs. The impact of these years was both deep and far-reaching for Garland. The pressures of maintaining the studio's version of her image led to a series of failed marriages, financial instability, and professional unpredictability. Her life became a series of comebacks, with her talent continuously overshadowed by her personal struggles. The Munchkins' dark tales. The actors portraying the Munchkins carried their own burdens, their lives far removed from the joyous characters they played. Paid less than the dog playing Toto, they were subjected to substandard working conditions and mistreatment. Rumors swirled of unruly behavior and excessive drinking, casting a shadow over their contributions. But these tales, often exaggerated, stem from broader issues of exploitation and discrimination against little people, overlooked in discussions about Hollywood's golden era. Toto's trials. Not even the smallest cast members were shielded from the chaos that seemed to permeate the set. Terry, the Cairn Terrier who famously portrayed Toto, wasn't exempt from injury. During the filming, one of the actors portraying the Winky guards accidentally stepped on the canine's paw, causing a significant injury that necessitated a 2-week recovery. The incident wasn't just a pause in production, but also a stark reminder of overlooked safety protocols for animal actors at the time. The Haunting of the Hanging Munchkin. In the shadowy corners of The Wizard of Oz folklore is the unsettling and largely debunked story of the Hanging Munchkin. For decades, fans and conspiracy theorists alike whispered about a dark figure, supposedly a Munchkin actor who had taken his life on set, visible in the film's final cut. Though later confirmed to be a bird, the myth persisted, a morbid curiosity overshadowing the real-life adversities faced by the actors portraying the Munchkins. This tale, as grim as it was baseless, emphasizes the film's tumultuous production environment. The director Carousel. The vision behind The Wizard of Oz was anything but singular. It was a patchwork of perspectives, with not one but several directors at the helm. Richard Thorpe, the original director, was replaced by George Cukor, who was soon after called away to Gone with the Wind. Victor Fleming, who also briefly journeyed to Gone with the Wind, finally saw the project through. The constant shuffle had its consequences. It led to a lack of unified direction, with each director imprinting their style upon the scenes they oversaw, and cast members struggling to adapt to the ever-changing leadership. Now it's time to hear from you. Who's your favorite character from Wizard of Oz? And which of these facts was most surprising to hear about? Let us know in the comments section below.